Alrighty, almost time to join the first club event on Zwift. I'll pull up the right screen here and you'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, so what we're about to join here is part of the FutureWorks functionality for Zwift. It's beta. They call it FutureWorks, but it is a beta thing. Team Jarvis is the first club on Zwift. What this should do in the very near future is allow all cycling clubs or groups to be able to run their own events, races, and everything people have been asking for. I'm part of Team Jarvis as I was an early beta tester from around 5 years ago, so I've got early access to that. I know a lot of people haven't, so this is why I'm live streaming this one today. We'll jump over and see what the event is all about. I don't expect it to be any different to any other event, but this is a members only ride, as you can see there, wherever I'm pointing. So let's jump over and have a look at what goes on. Okay, so we've been placed in the Zwift beta jersey. There's quite a few of us here already, 15 of us there. Okay, 8 minutes to go. If you want to see what the start and the rollout's all about, jump further ahead for 8 minutes. But I'll be here for the first few minutes at least of this ride. I may stream the whole thing. I've got to get my workout in for the day. This is 42 kilometers, I think. 2 laps of sand and sequoias. But that process, jumping on, all straightforward, as we expect. So just a quick recap of functionality. What we have at the moment, I'll pull up the phone shot, which should probably give us a good description of what happens here. Now, clubs is hidden away. Now, because I'm logged in, it actually shows the full logged in experience there. But over here, clubs. So where this is set up with multiple clubs, you could be able to, there's be private clubs, public clubs, and invite-only clubs. So there's a few different ways they can set them up, but there's only one at the moment, and you can see there the FutureWorks in really dark grey. So this is just a test. There is a thing called Jarvis Bear, or a rider called Jarvis Bear. I don't know what that's all about. We'll have a look. Joel, this will be 42 kilometers. Where's my heart rate gone? I'm dead. My ticker X tells me I'm dead. That's suboptimal. Go. Again, on the Dorado. Getting no BPMs. Alright, whatever. Not a race this one, just a cruise. When's full steering coming to road routes? Good question. I think it'll be a bit troublesome for full road routes, to be honest. It'll be too busy. I think I just need veering or lane choice or something. I have the Statizo on at the moment. That's on the front of the bike. Under the front wheel. Rightio. Let me have a look. Thomas, thank you for the message. Yes, confirming that you can get route badges through meetups. That's very cool. So which means I'll be able to ride with Von and take her up the climb at maybe a better pace. We'll see. Back to meetups, which is what this is all about today. Oh, the Campagnolo. The level of detail in 4K is pretty cool. Okay. Club Jarvis, this is what it's all about. So members only events, you can see that on the screen. 3 new member events now available. So this is what I was waiting for. Members has been out for a couple of weeks, I think. But I haven't covered it because there was nothing to cover. It was just you joined a group and that was it. There was nothing more to it. So it wasn't worth me covering. Now they have their own members events. It's worth talking about because this is what the true value of a member, or being a member of a club, will do. So we scroll down, club events. It starts in 5 minutes. I'm going. This is good. There's other stats and things like that, but having club-only events is going to be a good thing. That's about it. Alright, where's it telling us to jump in Discord for the voice and bands? That could be dangerous. I will try and get into Discord, but I'm not sure if Discord will pull in the sound through the phone that I have there. So, we'll have a look. If not, no biggie. I did a good ride this morning. I'll be watching the chat. So feel free to put any questions in there or say good day. Toronto, Kevin. Good evening. I'll see if this works. So I have a Discord set up, so there's no voice, but Hmm. Three minutes to go. So if anybody's not familiar with the skinny Z, that was the original Z on Zwift. The original logo. A lot of people not happy when the fat Z came along and changed everything up. Discord is what I'm after. Robbie's into the Twitch streaming, good stuff. Yeah, the streaming's pretty easy to set up. Once you've got everything though, it's just having everything in the first place to get lined up. That's the hard part. But I think my video showed how easy it can be and how simple. I mean, it's just simple webcams, microphones, it's just how it's all set up. New AirPods? Yeah, AirPod Pros. We'll see how they go. Join the party. Discord. Voice channel. Join voice. Okay. Bad posture. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Of course I'm going to have bad posture. Not much going on in the Discord. This is my first ride on Zwift. I'm new. I'm just testing this out on live stream. I'm pretty happy that the voice isn't coming through actually on the live stream. You were cussing Vegemite. We can't have that. So it looks like you're not going to get the Discord through the live stream, but you're not going to be missing out on much. It's only Wes. Kidding. Wes the good guy. Nothing further on Vaughn's new bike. Unfortunately, no. Things are on pause, I guess, with both Max and the current state of the world. I stream using a single machine, yes. I pull in multiple sources, but it's all done mostly on this one Windows 10 machine that I purchased just for the exact task of doing exactly this and bringing everything into the streams. Alrighty. No experience with Trek bikes at all that I can recall, sorry. Trevor, to become a member of this club, you had to be an early beta tester on Zwift. Alright, let's roll. So I'm going to have multiple conversations going in. So I've got one of the guys from Zwift, Wes, on the Discord chat. He'll be in both of these ears. I'll keep an eye on the chat here on the live stream and the chat in game. But it should be good to knock out a 40-kilometer ride first thing on a Monday morning. Whereas I have my milestones. I'm not sure I've got them equipped. Have I got them on? I hope so. Alright, and we are off. The members only right. So, what else is different on screen here? Not a lot, other than us being on the old jersey. Stick with the beacons. Good advice there from Wes. Now, Wes is the beacon there. There are 2 yellow beacons though, that I see. Jarvis the bear. There is Jay the bear. So we have another yellow beacon. Well. Yeah, I know my heart rate's not on. I'm having trouble with heart rates at the moment. I could pair. I have the other strap there, but let's just not worry about it. through the Titans Grove, absolutely. Oh, I'm off the front, I'm a flyer. Alright. So in the bunch, 40 in the group, or 40 more, so it's probably about 50 or so joined up here. Out to the flats. Super happy with how this is looking. And that's about it, to be honest. We have... Most banter will be on Discord, yes. That's pretty much about it though. So, a seamless experience there. Joined the world, joined the group, started off. You will only see these events if you're a member of Team Jarvis. But in the future, the way I see it... One moment. The way I see it, this will be for every single bike club in the world, or group of mates, or cycle groups. Should have the ability in the future to create their own club, assign an admin, have an admin create rides, lead rides, and races and events. That would be just absolutely brilliant. So the idea that I see this is that Zwift can build the world, build the infrastructure, and everyone else comes along and uses it. Takes a lot of overhead off Zwift and everything there. So, from here on, I guess it's just Q&A. If you want to have a chat, I'll watch the live chat questions coming through. I've muted Discord. Hope they don't mind. They've got the gloves up the Alp. Oh. Few New Zealanders in, lots of people from the US, good to see. Shouldn't we not be called the originals? Alrighty. So let us know where you're watching from. This is probably the first early morning live stream I've done here. As you can see, I have a clock up the top, just to keep everybody in check where I am for time zones. Usually we're streaming at 8 PM at night, not 8 AM. But I thought I'd give this a... Oh, Joe Exotic Tiger King gives me a ride on. Good stuff, Joe. Thank you, mate. Damn Carol Baskin. Team Jarvis, Ali is the single Zwift Club, or let's Club Jarvis, that exists at the moment. It allows Zwift to beta test or future works test this club's functionality, which I hope to see roll out to on big scale. I've lost count of how many clubs have contacted me here in Australia to have their regular races on Zwift. Okay, good to see Wes typing some chat in there. So what we're seeing there is doesn't appear to be any late join for that. Once an event starts, it's taken off the list. Why am I driving the pace? Am I going to get in trouble? Is a kicker snap worth it? Yes, absolutely. Enders, if you can find one. Yep. Maybe a little hard to come by at the moment though. Stefano, the light blue thing sticking out of the back of my pocket are the ride-ons. You see the thumbs coming down? People are giving me ride-ons. They jump into the back pocket. They weigh nothing, which was a concern when they first... Oh, I'm on the front again. I've got to really back this off. How to be a bad ride participant. Okay, we're good. We're good. There was a call early on of how much they weighed, because if you got more and more, did you slow down? I think that should be a feature. Why not? Or you should have to stop and exchange them for cash or drops or something like that. Make a bit of fun out of it. Streaming Twitch from an iPhone, Edgar? I'm not sure, mate. I haven't done any mobile device streaming. Only PC and Mac. There we go. Right, Jarvis the Bear is an actual rider. Now the question is Jarvis the bear real? Hang on, I've been ignoring the Discord. Hey Wes, I appreciate the in-game text chat. It's coming through on my live stream to show people what it's all about, so much appreciated for those messages you're typing out. If you want to pull up the live stream, yeah, sure. You already are famous, mate. Okay, Jarvis the bear. Where are we? I guess that's a bit of a demonstration of Discord as well, even though you can't hear the other side. I'll have to get the audio sorted for that. That's working really well. AirPod Pro, iPhone there in front of me, push to talk. Wes is literally on the other side of the world, and I can press talk, comes through just fine. Okay, so there's Wes. Where's this bear? Is the bear a normal rider? There we go. Welcome Gplama stream fans. I would like it if Jarvis the bear was actually a bear on the bike. Where's Jay the bear? Well, he's a hairy bear. I'll give him that. Alrighty, back to me. Good, good. Cool, cool. Are we turning Repack Ridge? We're going, it's just the reverse course of Titan's Grove. So it'll be 2 laps of this. Best Elite Direct Drive Turbo to buy, Anders, whatever is in stock. You're going to struggle to find anything in stock. I believe they're sold out everywhere. Can't go too wrong with what's out there. I'm on an original Diretto at the moment. Best smart trainer you need to buy. Everyone's after buying smart trainers. People, there's no option anymore. You really don't have the choice unless you can find something in stock. Morning, Paul. How are we doing? Apologies for those. I've gone live twice in 12 hours. I don't like spam. Hopefully, people enjoy just seeing the start of that, which was the members only ride here that's taking place. Wahoo Ticker Fit. It's fine. Works well. I just didn't put it on today. I can't stop now and put it on. Off the front again. I'm horrible. How not to ride a group ride. Surge the front. Best bang for the buck trainer. Kick a core. Elite Pseudo comes with a cassette as well. Depends where you are. Again, comes down to availability. Zwift has no music. Yeah. Have a look at what Peloton got up to when they try to put some music in their platform. It costs a lot of money to put music in. Extra points for those who take the real post screenshots of the real Jarvis bear on the climb. Aha. Smoking Bob, you have an Elite Turbo Muin. You use your P1s for power and cadence. Are you missing anything not having a smart trainer? You're only missing erg mode and sim mode. Training wise, it doesn't matter. It's about how you use the tools. But what you're missing out on is that automatic resistance change, which means you'll be changing through gears. So right now you see me, I'm changing gears as the gradients go up and down without even thinking about it. I just feel the resistance kick in. I've got to back off a little bit here. I'm pushing the pace. Unfortunately, no downhill parties on this one. There's not a lot of downhills. Is there a difference between a members only club ride to a meetup? Good question, Neil. Yes, absolutely there is. Meetup rides will only plonk you on the side of a road. They're not an event as such. They're pretty much just meeting people at an old tree, the bridge, the coffee shop, and then rolling out. there's no results. There's no true event integration. Clubs should integrate the same way as the public events do on Zwift. Fingers crossed, what they get to with all this, and including this kind of testing, is to put leaderboards, other challenges, maybe different routes, just a lot more flexibility. But it should give control to run events, rides, races, workouts over to clubs in the real world. So for example, Ballarat Cycling Club, my local club here, runs crits on a Wednesday night. Obviously not anymore. What would be awesome if the president was to be given admin privileges to the Ballarat Zwift Club to then run rides for all the members. All the members sign up and join. You've got to be a paid member of the club, like in the real world. And we could run crits. All things being even and equal and fair, they could then do race results and give prizes. For sure, there are ways to cheat the system, but I think that's less likely to happen with a group of real people that you know from your club. You're going to know if you're D grader, you're starting to win A grade sprints. It's going to be a bit obvious. So I think things will fall where they should. That's where I see clubs heading. Meetups will probably fall to the wayside. Now, tight little bunch. So we have less than 100, so everyone's drawn on screen. And this is what would be called a private world event, so we don't see any other riders on screen. That's why this looks like just us out on the road. And if you're having a race or a handicap race where you're catching people, they are the people you're racing against, not other people just doing workouts and riding around. Carol Baskin absolutely did kill her husband. That is correct. How long have I been Zwifting for? 12 minutes and 48 seconds. Overall, about 5 years. I think one of my first rides was March 2015. Okay, I've got to pace off Jarvis the Bear as the pacer. I think Jarvis the Bear might be a pacer bot. I think we need some Zada testing of Jarvis the Bear. Is it a real person? The way we can find that out, let's do a bit of investigation while we're here. I'm not sure about the elastic band. I don't think so. I'm not going to test it. It would be socially awkward of me to ride off the front. Now, where's this bear? Gordon McCauley, no, you're a real dude. Jay the Bear. Oh, I'm sorry, there we go. Cool, Jay the Bear. No. Bang. Right. How do we know Jay the Bear is a bot? Cadence and wattage is not changing. And the bear has no heart rate. Though I have no heart rate either today. So there we go, busted. Jarvis the Bear is a bot, sitting at 2 watts a kilo. So from that, you'll be able to work out the weight of the bear. Oof. Okay, so it appears for this beta testing, Zwift are using pacer bots. But I won't say that because we're not allowed to use pacer bots. They are. All right, back to me. Oh, not on the front, just off the front. No idea on any updates to the late meetups or rejoins. James, I get all my notes from the public Zwift release notes. I'm just quick to jump on. There we go. The bear weighs 81.5 kilos. And is a bot. Exposed, Jarvis. Now what we need to do is everyone needs to band together in this group to drop the bear and drop the bot and just keep... See, there's a game we could play. We don't want to game the system too much, but they're just testing this. We don't want to break it. That would be a bit of fun though. Then I guess they could just turn the notch up on the bot and have it right straight past us. Hey James, how you doing? Yeah, I jump on a lot of Twitch streams. I search Twitch to see who's streaming and how people got their streams set up. Always something for me to learn with what other people are doing. Any ETA on public release, Paul? No, I'm not sure, mate. Hopefully some cruelty to bears. Off, here we go. Alright, that's Smart Trainer right there, kicking in for the resistance. Robo Bears. Reckon I can. Will I get in trouble? I'll see what they say in Discord about that. I'm going to get in trouble here. I'm just waiting for the voice to come through. Ali Mac, the playlist is Base Rebels over on YouTube. Bros, drop the bear. Oh my word. Darren, you're showing your age, mate. You're throwing a cat among the pigeons with those references. Did you get that? That's also showing my age. And the fact that I know another Bros song. Or Bros, or whatever you call it. Jay Hanson, 81.5. Thank you, chat. The Discord chat is about the bear. We've turned this from product testing and making sure everything's okay to focusing our efforts on things that don't matter, such as the Robo Bear. Nobody's on board for dropping the Robo Bear though. I think in the last few Ks we just hit the hammer and let the bear come in last. Hey, I've got push to talk on this. Who's watching my live stream? This is not good. I've been cussing out on everyone. JPM Discord. How to join Discord itself or this group? Discord itself is just the app that you download. The group has a special URL code, which is maybe posted around a few places. You may have seen it in chat just before. Alrighty, things are strung out now. These hills and rollers are awesome for races and they're keeping everyone together. You see it now strung right out, so I'll just back off the pace here. Unless we want to drop this damn bear. Come on, who's with me? The bear will keep going. There we go, it's a drop bear. There we go, that's what we want. Thank you, Joel. What you'll get caught out with on the hills, just like in real life, you can soft pedal up. But if you're doing the same power down, you'll fly. That's why things get really strung out. How do I come up with Gplama? Misheard song lyric. And the requirement for a unique username is the short story. Off! Okay, on the Toretto because of the OTS power meter, yes, Thomas. Yep, I was doing the testing with the XKD power meter the other day. I have the Suji power meter, which is almost an identical story to post up about. The milestones, how do they feel? Magnificent. Have you ever put a hot knife through butter and then put it on hot bread? That feeling of just absolute smoothness? Absolutely nothing like that because they're virtual wheels, you can't tell the difference. But hot knives in butter is a good thing if you're doing toast. It's breakfast here. I'll be talking toast and Vegemite soon. Alright, here we go. With the beacons again. Where's that bear? Did we drop it? Alrighty. Now I've been dropped. What's going on here? Has the XKD improved? So China Cycling has been saying good things. I can only give my take on the XKD. My post up was about 16 or 17 minutes or so, I think, the other day of that power meter. Thanks, Lawrence. Oh, I'm dropped a bit at the drafting boost going there. Gordon McCauley may have been dropped. No sign of the IQ squared power meter, I'm sorry. I have a few other power meters that keep me busy. Alrighty. Now we should be able to get back to this group on the climb here. Maybe they're flying. How do you join this ride next time? This is a club-only event, so you need to be a member of the club. And then from there, I'll go over there and just join the events as per normal. But you need to be a member of the club. Don't feel left out. Clubs is coming to everyone soon. And the sooner we can do more testing like this, the sooner it'll be released to everyone. Alright, back in the bunch. Bit of bird life around today here in the Titans Grove. I was going to call it the jungle. That's another route. Whew. Alrighty. That happened yesterday as well. Riding with Von. Totally messed up my pacing as she was up the road. Time frame. Zwift time. Podcast, not sure, sorry. To be honest, the listens on the podcast are very thin at the moment as people are doing other things. So it hasn't been our focus. Oof. A on-bike power meter will always react faster, for sure. Quite zero to gradients, as in power reporting. An on-bike power meter for reporting will always be faster than a trainer. But you will see there's always a 1 second difference with the recording or so. So if you overlay two files, sometimes they'll line up, sometimes it'll be 1 second this way or that way. What we need to look for is 2, 3, 4 second lag. All right. The Zwiftcast has gone weekly. Simon has stepped that up. For me, the Zwiftcast is a really easy one to be involved with. It's just a sit-down chat for an hour. The other one takes a long time to master up. But it's good to see Simon stepping up as people are searching for more Zwift content. Yep. Alright, this is a better pace. I'm all for this. This is a deer. Do the dinosaurs eat the deers? That is the question. What do they eat? It'd be funny if they ate Zwifters. If you had a dinosaur chasing you, that'd be hilarious. Maybe the bear got taken by a dinosaur. Still no fence though. I assume once the fence is back, it keeps everyone together. That may be something they can implement in these club rides, where a fence will keep everyone together. If you go beyond the fence, you get booted for the ride. And then let's say it's a last race lap, or a last push to the line up a hill. The ride leader can take the fence off and everyone can then go. I think that serves a pretty good purpose. As the text in the game there was saying that club rides usually turn into a smash fest. That's what the fence stops happening. I think what we're seeing here is everyone's pretty chilled, because we're all part of the small little group of probably a few thousand beta testers. No one's smashing off the front. No one's trash talking much in the chat. Much. Where's you trash talking? That's all pretty well behaved, and I think that's where Zwift needs to go. At the moment, we're having 30,000 people online at once. There is all levels of ability, both physically and cognitively, on there, and sometimes the chat can go a little south. Having smaller groups of known people, I think, will go a long way to solve some of the social issues we see on Zwift. More discipline, absolutely, that's it. I think people are more accountable for, with a known group of peers, rather than just be anonymous. So I think that's going to help in a way that we, probably wasn't even designed to do. It's just going to happen that way with the social aspect. Zip 404 NVS, yes, 3.4 for those without milestones. No idea. If you have a look over on Zwift Insider, Eric's done a ton of testing about what's fast. So I think what it comes down to is it really doesn't matter. You may be talking a few seconds over an hour, and those seconds can be gained by better positioning or better pacing. But I don't obsess too much over the equipment. I usually ride that heavy Buffalo bike. Right, how stretched out are we? Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, come on, yellow beacons. You're riding very slow. Oh, I should have done that one on the Discord chat. Missed out. I'll save my dad jokes for next time. Wish we could all live stream together on Zwift in a single stream, like a Zoom meeting. Absolutely, that's possible. Someone just has to manage that. We could all pump our streams into a feed somewhere. Someone could then just merge all those together into a Zoom chat. The output that you're seeing here, such as this, or this, or this, can be exported as just a webcam. So I could join a Zoom chat with that entire output. Absolutely possible. Alright. Who ripped up there in 5:55? That's flying. Alright, we're going to have to wait for this bear. Come on, bear. You don't want to live stream when you die. It is a nightmare to keep everything together. A bit like New York as well, with the rolling roads. If it's one or two little hills, there's the mountain bike course off to the left. One or two rolling hills can keep it together, but if it's just constantly like that, people are going to fly out everywhere. 27k to go. I'll be here for the full stretch. So if you want to drop into the chat and say g'day or good evening, that's all good. How am I putting the write-ins into the stream? PowerShell script, monitoring the Zwift log on the Windows 10 machine. Live stream chat is way behind my YouTube chat. Yeah. I don't have instant, low latency on here. So the quality of the stream is a little better. If you have low latency, the quality of the stream is worse. On YouTube. Over on Twitch, it's fine. Do I have an issue with the Dorado when trying to super tuck? Yeah, what super tuck needs is 0 wattage. So what you'll be seeing there is that it maybe just have 1 or 2 watts on the screen, So if you're doing any cadence or any wattage, I don't think the Super Tuck will work. My view on rocker plates has been posted up over 3 or so videos, JS. So if you just type in Gplama rocker plate over on YouTube, you'll find out that it's a bit of a journey. Video number 2, round 2 rocker plates, I think covers not just rocker plates, just the theory and the movement theory behind them. And I think my best analogy I've used is you stand on a skateboard and rock side to side when you're not moving is one thing, but if you push the skateboard forward and move forward and do the exact same motion, it's an entirely different experience. And for me, that's how rocker plates are. It's not like riding outdoors. Is it more comfortable? Sure. Hey, there's Jarvis. Oh, I haven't got my screenshot up. Can I F10 it? Done. There was extra points if we got a photo of Jarvis the bear. But initially what rocker plates was sold as, and by I mean sold as, by promoted as, by discussed as, is more realistic, more natural, sprinting, except you can't use the same technique indoors as out. So for me that wasn't the case at all. And it's not coming from someone who just rides indoors, it's coming from someone who's raced outdoors for years. And sprints, hill climbs, TT, you name it. A rocker plate wasn't like that. But for comfort, sure, they give a bit of wiggle, and the Saris MP1 goes back and forward, which I loved. The back and forward on that I loved. But not something that I'll go and make sure that's under my trainer for every ride. No, definitely not. Alrighty, now we can see up the top there, that's just a few of those little rises really split the bunch. Come on, we've got to drop the bear later on. He has no feelings, he's a robot. Thanks for dropping by, Jim. We'll be through the rollers soon. Yeah, it'll have to be a bit of a regroup after here. It's all a bit spread out. Oof. Rocker plates for comfort, not for realism, exactly. And I think, and kudos to Saris for their messaging around what the MP1 does. Not once did they say more realistic. In my video on the Saris MP1, I went into their wording and I did agree with what they were saying. Because it's too easy for them to say something that it's not and be pulled apart from it. So, no, they got it. They got the message there. Because for me, a lot of the time, even bringing it back to power meters, all I test for power meters is, does it do what they say? That's it. Pretty easy. Does it do what they say? Is it plus or minus? Whatever. Does it actually work? And that's not an opinion piece. That's just the data. How often do I calibrate my Wahoo kicker, Carlos? Every few weeks. I'll do a spin down. Not essential. The very first model of kicker, the Kicker 1, back in 2014, had a strain gauge, a physical strain gauge that you can hear it actually move in the back. And whenever you move the kicker, whenever you set it up, it was advised to do a spin down every time you moved it, or very often, because that thing was susceptible to change. So that information was pushed out everywhere. It's on forums. That's what people believe all the time now for how often you have to spin down a kicker. But it's no longer the case with the newer kickers, or even that model of kicker once they switched up the firmware. So not often. A wheel-on trainer has to be every time, if you're using it as power. But I've had a kicker core not ridden for 6 to 8 weeks in the garage, back in the LAMA lab, rode it, no spin down. Numbers were good. Thanks Theodore, thanks for tuning in. These always were a bit of fun. But if I can stream something that I can show what other people don't have access to, be it either a new product or early access to something, I like doing that. And for example, this stream here, which is a members only ride, there's more non-members than members, so if you saw the start there, what it was all about, and then went through the app. Where are we? I've been ignoring the Discord chat. Alright, 1 lap down, 1 to go. Same deal. Welcome Maxwell to the stream. Have I heard of issues of courses not giving the badge? Nothing I can pinpoint. As long as you select the course and ride it without touching the turns or anything, you should get the badge. Sometimes you may need to ride a few meters beyond the badge. If you saw my live stream last night, I think the badge only kicked in probably 20 meters beyond the archway. But you'll only ever get 1 badge per ride, as I understand. There's no crashing. I think that's fine. For the application that this isn't at the moment, if you had crashing, you'd rage quit. If someone came into you, if you're just trying to get a ride in, someone crashes you, what's the point? If they want to make that a certain mode for races and things, sure. If you're just riding along, bin night, mate. Bin night was awesome. So I put on a jacket. It's a bit cold out at the moment. Some shoes. I turned on the outside lights, opened the gate, wheeled the bin out, placed it probably 6 inches from the curb, and there the bin sat. It's only half the story though. We're still waiting for the bin man to come past, empty it. I'm going to repeat the process, but in reverse. If anybody caught my stream last night, I was discussing how bin night is the most exciting thing that happens during the week at the moment, because there's not much else going on. So yeah, thanks for asking. Bin night's good. Matched only by bin day. Can't wait. Alrighty. Back on the flats. And here, without even trying, everyone's close to go, except that other right of way off the back. So it's definitely not a keep together ride. Rock and roll. Alrighty, any questions? Feel free to fire away. Should Z-Power users be allowed in races? My opinion. It should be an option to have them removed from races. There's a lot of people talking about absolutes with Zwift. Is it a game or is it real? Well, it can be both. Should Zwift Power be banned or allowed? Well, they could be both. More options is the answer to that. Why don't I use the kicker bike more often? Because my wife is on it. That's why. And we don't want to get in the way of Von's riding. If she's got half an hour to ride, it's all good. Andy, new to Zwift and bought a Zoretto. Good stuff. Oh, we're going to bump to 2.5. Good stuff. We're going to ramp it up a little bit. Robo Bear. Boost. Come on, Robo Bear. Step it up. What I'm referring to there is Jarvis the Bear, who's in the mix. He's a pace bot. Beast mode. There we go. Well, there goes a flyer. That wasn't Jarvis the Bear, and somebody accidentally typed in 10 watts a kilo. Which trainer company is going to manage the smart trainer drought the best? Don't know. There's a few factors there. It depends on their capacity to produce more trainers and the ability to produce them in the first place. Depends on where they're made. We don't know. It's still too early. This is sand and sequoias. They're right there wrong. Have I changed from the KDEX saddle yet? No, that's still on the TCR. Do I see Zwift Power becoming obsolete soon? I think Zwift Power, ready, wait for it, and I'll get in trouble for saying this. I think Zwift Power became obsolete once GDPR kicked in. That's the brutal truth. Zwift Power used to take everybody's results, everybody. Now it's only the people who have signed up to Zwift Power. If people are racing and want their results on Zwift Power, sure, go and join Zwift Power. Allow them to grab your data, that's cool. But for the average Zwifter who's not racing and not competing or doesn't really care about the events, and I mean there is in-game rankings at the moment within the Zwift stuff already, so that's what I think. Zwift need to in-house Zwift Power, but I don't think that's going to take place. My companion app is replaying the route. I don't think it's going to take place because Zwift as a company probably like having an entity at arm's length that boots people off the system, boots people out of the results. The amount of fights that's caused, huge. Does the company want to get involved in any of that? I don't think so. But I still think Zwift Power and the people behind it should be in-housed to make a better experience. Train difficulty is at 100%. GDPR, new data privacy laws. Kicked in, was it about a year ago? Maybe a little less. AMAX. New kicker coming in September. I don't think we can predict anything new coming this year at all. Who knows? I don't think Eurobike will be happening. Thanks for dropping by, James. "100% train difficulty merch." Yeah, but there's going to be a few people who put them on backwards and upside down though. Trainer difficulty is, it starts wars. Are watts on Zwift accurate compared to real life and speeds? Asks Joshua. The watts are absolutely accurate because Zwift doesn't do anything to the watts. It simply reads them off the same equipment. As a lot of us ride outside, you're pairing to a power meter. If your trainer doesn't read the same as your power meter, something's wrong. Within a few percent. Speeds. Zwift appears to be elevated in speeds. It's just how they've chosen to do the physics. My companion app is having kittens. Max is having a great moment. How do you find empty roads on Zwift? Typically if you ride the reverse direction of any course, it'll have less people on it. Or the trick, if you really want to ride alone, is to connect, log in, and then disconnect your Wi-Fi. For example, you just disable your Wi-Fi on the machine. That has other problems as well. But you will be able to ride alone by yourself. And then at the end, when you want to upload, reconnect your Wi-Fi, and away you go. If you want to do it with some firewall rules, you can do that. Disconnecting Wi-Fi means that your companion app will no longer connect either to your Zwift session, or you won't be able to stream other stuff. Obviously, if you turn the internet off, you turn the internet off. But it will allow you to ride solo. Harder techno, yeah. Adrian, I've got to find free to use music that we don't get in trouble for. Really hard to find good music on that's free to use and not get in trouble for. one of the videos I did 3 years ago, just talking about CV World Cup over in Vegas when we were over there. Ron and I were just sitting at a restaurant. We did just a quick live stream talking about our time in Vegas and racing over there before esports was even a thing. And within a few seconds, I get an email from YouTube saying your video has been flagged as inappropriate music content. Blah, 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 blah. So, favourite lager, Pepsi Max. I don't drink. Never have. Which is a bit anti-Aussie of me, but I just don't drink. Brian's on the money there. You can actually absolutely create your own meetup in a non-current world. Now that meetups have all of the worlds except the event-only world to select, you can create your own meetup, join yourself for your own ride, and away you go. I wonder what happens though if you create your own meetup on a separate world, and then you start the ride by yourself, and then you quit your own event. Are you then left on that world yourself? These are the questions that I have. Jarvis the bear, you robot, get off the front. Does he have a real power meter on? Has there ever been issues with kicker snaps overheating? Brandon, every trainer will have problems with overheating if it's not sufficiently cool to either by itself or in the environment that it's in. Kicker snaps will drift. If you do something like the Zwift, where the resistance is just constant on, and there's not enough air movement around the back of the trainer, it will drift in power readings. Most people's fans on themselves also go past them onto the trainers, but if you're in a little confined space, things can go very bad. Trainers get hot, very, very hot. By design, it's not a fault. The Neo Smart Bike review everyone's been waiting for. Yeah, soon. Sorry, we just waited so long for the firmware to be updated on that bike. I'll get to it, but there's not a lot of demand for that. There were discussions around some additional components or just replacement components or revised components for that bike I was waiting on. But things have gone very quiet on the smart bike side of things. I expected when smart bikes would have come out, the bikes would be released. And like other things that we see, there'll be firmware updates, consumer feedback, early consumer feedback, revisions, just the ball rolling. For that bike, for the Neo bike, we didn't see a firmware update on that since October through till 2 weeks ago. In technology terms, that's a long time. People have them and they're liking them, that's cool. I was hoping that cycle would be a little faster of updates. It's on the cards though. Do I like the Vector 3 pedals better than the Asioma? Absolutely not. I'd recommend the Asioma a million times over the Vector 3s. I have a set. They now work. They're now getting the 3rd or 4th battery compartment. That in itself tells you what the hell are we doing 3 or 4 battery compartment swapovers for. The Asiomas, I have one original set on this bike that work. Full stop. My time is spent riding rather than replying to emails to Garmin and getting to send me out yet another battery or another cap or another. So technology wise, sure, they work. End user experience, whew. Alrighty, back through Titans Grove in a few minutes and then we're done. Yeah, no, still no PCO data with the, but that's not platform center offset or pedal center offset. I think that's interesting data for sure, but it's not something I would place more value in having than a pedal that just works. Adrian, I've done a number of videos on the Neo 2 and one on the Neo 2T with the power readings already. The original Neo is still one of the best. The others, I was still working on some firmware updates, and yes. Alrighty. Row E, regardless of the power that you're putting out, there's always a ride or someone to ride with on Zwift. And I said last time on my stream then, on Zwift there's two things that are guaranteed. Someone who's faster than you and someone who's slower than you. So you'll never be the slowest and you'll never be the fastest. So just jump on and ride. There's always a bunch to ride with too. I'll let the chat find their own way. They're asking if I'm live streaming over on Twitch, Netflix soon. Yeah. LAMA King. It's my new series coming up, LAMA King. We'll have a menagerie of smart trainers behind cages. We have to feed them riders. And Carol Baskin as well. Carol Baskin. What's the logic on rider hand position? In game? No idea. Whew. April 1st, 2021. Theodore, you're a man of the future. That's a long way away. In COVID lockdown times, that's 10 years away, you realise? April 1st. I'd like to see a lot more than something released on April 1st. E-bikes, nah. Just different events. Events where maybe have e-bikes for an event where it doesn't mess up anybody else's experience. The one thing you've got to be careful of in a social environment like this is not to negatively impact other people's experience. If you're on any social media platform, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people out there whose goal is to negatively impact other people's experience of the platform. So I think if they could gamify this a little bit more, but separate those games. So if they want to have e-bikes, sure. Trikes, sure. Penny farthings, sure. More realistic physics, or less realistic physics. Always an option. Any more locations being added as guest worlds? I think that Jarvis plus 2 is probably going to be here for now. Does my avatar have hair? Because I wish I had hair. It's a tribute to my son Max, who has a lot more hair than I do. You saw the other day, I put the aero helmet on, and the hair's strong on Zwift. It burst through the visor on the aero helmet. That's awesome hair. Oof. We're into the climbs. Just something to make the experience fun, that's all. That's what they need to do. A lot of people are coming to this for the first time. And look, people get bored of it, for sure. If you're not enjoying the social experience, if you're not using the training plans, people are saying, oh, it's just a cartoon. Sure. But if there can be new courses or new experiences all the time, and that's what I look for. The Oat Root Challenge, that toasted me. But without it being Oat Root, if that was called just a hard ride for the weekend, I wouldn't have done it. The Tour of Watopia was a bit of fun. Probably a bit too easy to achieve for a competitive cyclist. That's why the Oat Root stuff really appealed to me. That was hard. Getting those wheels, damn, that was a bit of a slog. Gordon McCauley and I know where to hang in the bunch now. Both of us were dropped last time around here, weren't we? Have everyone riding backwards? For sure. You'd have somebody on the handlebars. The avatar, yeah, sitting backwards. You know what I'm talking about when someone sits on the handlebars facing backwards and pedals. Have everyone ride like that for a day on Zwift. But I think it needs to be optional. I think the April Fool stuff needs to be, switch this effect off. Because a lot of people got angry with the 80s effect this year. I didn't like the 80s effect much. It was a bit of fun, but it was going to cause support so many issues. Phil Clark, coffee's on you, mate. Thank you. I will be heading for a coffee straight after this. We do have COVID-friendly coffee shops that make a stand apart. We order online, contactless and everything. It's really good. Whew. Oh, Theodore, we're not even out of first gear for our ideas, mate. All the good ones we don't talk about. But I think, I see steering, as somebody asked early on, steering is a bit of a keyhole feature for Zwift. By keyhole, I mean, you allow steering, that's going to open up a whole new world. A whole new world. So maybe not, steering would be busy on here. So to take every single corner and not ride off, you'll be, I think more, maybe into the corners where you can just influence your rider a bit. I have the Sterizo on at the moment so I can turn the handlebars. Once you have steering, you can introduce wind, crosswinds. Every cyclist loves crosswinds. Because if you're in the front bunch, you can fly forward. If you're in the back bunch, you hate life. You can stick people in the gutter. So with steering, you have a team of say 3 people, like out in the road. If you're riding with say 3 teammates, you wouldn't be in the gutter, giving nobody a sit up out of the wind. The wind's coming from this way, sit in that gutter. You sit out just a little bit, give your friends or your teammates a bit of a sit, and everyone else has to pedal hard. Imagine that on Zwift. That'd be heaps of fun. Hey Max, how you doing, buddy? You good? Hi. Want to see Jarvis the bear? Yeah. Everyone say good day to Max, he's just off camera. How you doing, bub? You good? Good to see you. Yeah, he wants to join in. But also steering velodromes. So without steering, a velodrome would be useless. It would be a straight line. And that's all it would be. But steering, you go up the banking, come down the bank, and use that for speed. People have been calling for a velodrome for a long time. The scratch race and points race, even flying laps, you need to use the banking to come down, accelerate, and use that. There we go, but imagine that. Scratch racing on the track, really short laps, 10 lappers, 15 lappers. It'd be brilliant. If they implemented that into clubs, like what we're showing here today, your club could hold its own club races and track racing. And again, to think 5 steps ahead of that, there'd be no reason why your club couldn't then brand that, promote that, stream that, have local sponsors, prizes. As I was discussing before, if you're riding with people that you know and club mates, you know if a D grade is going to start winning A grades, something's not right with their machine. But the potential, and that's all through the keyhole of steering. That's the way I see that. But also teamwork, team time trial. You go hard on the front, you swing off. You swing back and swing back on the back. The drafting effect could be a lot better. Steering would open up a lot of events and features. Difficult to implement though. What do you think, Max? Are you on the kicker bike, are you, mate? Yes. Yeah. Oh my, he's got the biggest smile. Hey, Bubba. Have a good breakfast. What about a coffee? You into the coffees yet? Whoa. What about a Lamachino? He's up for a LAMA chino. Oh, all right, 8K to go. Thanks everyone for tuning in for this one. A bit earlier than my normal streams, but it was good to test out something that I hadn't seen before. Jonathan joins too late. I'm not sure if this is a late... I'm pretty sure this is not a late join. Bear puns, the new dad jokes. Oh, Maxie. Getting bitey, buddy. Alrighty. I think it's all downhill from here. You can see just up the top there, the profile. Except for that. Yeah, as one just pointed out, except for the part that goes up. Of course. Yeah, we've dropped the bear. Which, as pointed out in chat, was a song by Bros in the 80s, Drop the Bear.
The group right in nearby chat, is that just to the right?
The chat for this will be just likely for this own event, yeah. So we're not seeing, there's nobody else in the world, so it's just this event, which stops all the chatter. Or the random chatter. Robbie, I think, yeah, veering for cornering and things. So you're not going to disadvantage too many people who don't have it, and that's again the trick. How do you implement functionality that doesn't disadvantage more people? Because you imagine the keyboard fights about that. But just simply coming into a corner. Outdoors, that's where the skill is. Railing the corners. Also, not with too much speed, but how do you reduce speed? But then, oh, Maxwell, did you see that? He saw the glitter shoot out. If you limit people's speed through corners, then if someone sprints into a corner, the game will reduce your speed, and as soon as that restriction is lifted, they'll slingshot out. That's a hard one to fix. What do you think, Max? Oh, he's having heaps of fun. Yeah? You can't even touch the pedals, mate. In fact, he can't even touch the top of the seat post. His legs aren't even that big. Alright, just waiting for Jarvis the bear. Come on, Jarvis. Oh, we crashed out of here, haven't we? Come on, Jarvis. You can do it, mate. Oh, if I can get some quick... Oh, I missed out on the quick ride-ons. Here we go. Okay, so now we can keep track of where things are at. Oh, the bear jokes are coming through. Wow. Oh, Max enjoys the bear jokes. Don't you? Yeah. Oh, man. He's good. He's good. What next, Max? What next? Help the Zwift? Really? Yeah, help the Zwift. I think that's it. Max wants to ride Help the Zwift. Resistance in trainers as into corners, yes, but then there's the issue there with people who don't have smart trainers. How are they going to be punished into corners? It's going to be a hard one to figure out. Oh, I know, Max is liking the fact that I've been dropped. Alright, we're back. Bear pick. Okay. Yes! Got it. Change the rolling resistance in corners. That'll slow down the in-game bike, but if there's not also a corresponding change to the physical reality, because there's two realities with indoor cycling, in-game and in person, then you'll be able to use the slingshot effect by sprinting through the corner and slingshotting out. It's a hard one. I can't think of any way to solve that easily. Alright, I think we've got the bear mid-flight. Robert, thanks for the subscription. Much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That really helps YouTube keep this channel alive. And it's relevant in the stats. A brake like the kick a climb? Yeah. But with the smart bikes, what happens with the brakes? And Ray showed this in his review. Smart bikes already have brakes on them. So on the kicker bike, you can jam the brakes on. That adds more resistance for you to push back against. So if you're just riding along with a high flywheel speed, a high cadence, you can jam the brakes on, you stand up on the pedals, and of course it's going to push back on you. You'll be then generating more watts and you'll shoot forward, which is not what the brakes are meant to be doing. Again, back on the discussion about smart bikes and their integration and my coverage of them, it's been thin on because the integration on them has been very, very light on. Brakes aren't implemented, additional buttons aren't implemented, rider profiles, which some of those bikes haven't been implemented in any software. It's very thin. But that's what happens when there's not so much of a standard out there, and everybody in this space is an island to a point. They're all private enterprise. So I want to see more integration, I want to see more openness, and as soon as there is, I can cover it. But that's why the bike stuff's been pretty thin on. Alright, nearly there, 3k to go. What do you think, Max? It splits up on the rollers quite quickly. But the where's bumped the Robo Bear 2.5, that's actually helped out a lot. Kicker wind fan, yeah, for sure. Moonfruit. I am using a kicker headwind in front of me. I can usually get away with it on low for these live streams. If I'm racing or riding by myself, it'll be on 50%. Never on full. Never needs to be on full. Moves way too much air. Oh, Maxwell, see that? Yes. Yes, you did. Oh, I love that kid. Yeah? Nearly finished? Yeah? Alright. Almost there. So that was my first ride of a club-only event. That was smooth, no problems encountered there at all. The join worked fine. From the event list, you saw over here. Yeah, of course. From the Club Jarvis there. So once all the clubs are in Zwift, hopefully soon, you'll have all your clubs listed there. Should I pull up the phone? And then you'll have club events, where your club or group can hold their own events with rides, races, results, and do their own thing away from just the general public and the general public list. That's not going to go away. The public list will always be there. There'll always be a ton of events on Zwift to do. This just adds more options for groups such as this one to do. So given this has worked fine, I hope Zwift implement this very, very soon. We've also got some stats there on screen. So you see everybody within Club Jarvis has done over 1 million kilometers since joining. That's not cumulative. That's since joining. So I've added 584 Ks, 20 hours on the bike. And even simple things such as how many Ks can your local club do during the week. Maybe awards and prizes there. There's any number of ways to cover it up. 2k to go. Can we drop the bear? Can we smash? Can this bear come last, please? Come on. Where's the last K? Is someone going to drop the hammer? We'll see. We'll be waiting for it. Please stay slim. Oh, doing this many Ks on the bike think we'll be right? Come on, every ride's a race. Have we? Just going to keep an eye on the front here. All right. This definitely wasn't a race. But what do you think, Max? Waiting for someone to ping off the front. There already is someone up the road. Clubs will be an open thing. They have to be. Everyone's asking for it. And I think Zwift will explode in numbers when local clubs will start promoting rides. Here we go. I think there's going to be a sprint. Oh, I'm a bit too keen. Oops. Hoffman's up the pace. Oh no, I'll leave him hanging out to dry. Oh, good tactics. Now I'm hung out to dry. Oh no. Bad racing. Bad race form. Here we go. 1k to go. Will there be a sprint? This is it's a bit of a laugh. We're not. There's been no agreement to sprint here. But we can't not get involved. Come here, Max. Hey, Max, hit my power up. So for this, I don't want to be on the front. I want to be a little further back so I can get some slingshot if it does go. No time to wave, Wes. Come on, man, lead us out. Oh, this is just too polite. 500 to go. Oh, watching the numbers. I can't be the first one to go red. Carissa Min goes for a flyer. Leave her go, people. Can Carissa do it? I'm not going to chase her down. Go, Carissa, go, 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 go. Go. Oh, Williams is on the wheel. That's it. Come on, Carissa, sprint. Sprint, 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 sprint. I think Carissa's got it. Come on. Oh. Oh, so close. That had everything in it, like a normal sprint. Lead out positioning. Oh, the adrenaline was up. We just didn't sprint. Good job. Carissa comes in for a top 5 there, I think. Good job. Jarvis the bear, where he should be, out the back. Done deal. Okay, so now we are popped in back into the real world and we'll see a ton more people online. So what you're seeing here is not just us, but everybody else. I better jump over to the, drop the hammer, no. Jump over to Discord and see if we're still connected there. That worked well. Not a single problem at all. It was my first event. I think that was the second one they ran. The other one was in the middle of the night here. But that worked well. Thanks for Max for coming along. Thanks, Max. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the support. Yeah, we'll do it again sometime. Yeah? Every day. Every day. Alrighty. Alright, I won't worry about my Discord there. We'll drop some ride-ons here to everyone. So after the event here, I will get the circle back around me in the companion app. I'll pull up here. And we can drop some ride-ons to everyone. There we go. If we spin around... Oh, look at those wheels. Magnificent beasts. Done. All looking good. Zwift running? No, the demand really isn't there at all. Sorry, Jack. I don't have a treadmill. I did some initial stuff on Zwift Run just so people knew how to. It was there and to get up and running, literally. But there's just no call for it. I think there's a lot of people doing some Zwift content, Zwift Run content. Film My Run, I believe, has got a few. So I think that's mostly covered. And the technology there is quite simple. Foot pod or treadmill pod, that's it. That's all you really need. Running is a lot easier than bikes, where we've got to have, well, the whole kit set up and tested and pedals and shoes and everything. The only thing we can't test indoors is helmets. Well, hopefully on rollers you can probably test helmets on a bad day. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much for everyone for coming along for that. That was my first look at the member-only experience of Club Jarvis. My feedback to Zwift there will be, everything was good. Please roll that out now to all the clubs, so we can start doing our own club rides and club races away from the general events, which should be cool. And then you'll have at the end, those events will have the leaderboards and things posted up. I think that'll be a game changer. I think that will be a total game changer for Zwift. People want new courses and new bikes and new experiences and things like that. I think clubs is going to be the next biggest step for Zwift, to allow clubs to become, just to allow them to get people riding with them at the moment, because that's what the world needs. We're a bit limited with what we can do. Rock and roll. Again, thanks for coming along. What was that bird that just flew out? My word. I'm getting distracted. I have to go. Time for coffee. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you soon.